Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. The meeting is being taped by Area 58. Before we start the meeting, we should address that the chief had reached out earlier this afternoon to alert the board of a tragic incident that took a life of a young child in our school district. So we want to offer our condolences and thoughts and prayers to that family, and anything that this community can do to rally around to be supportive. I will hope all of us can do that.
No, just sorry.
Yeah.
I just hope we can, as a community, help this family. That's all.
Life is fragile. Hug your loved ones.
Sorry to start our meeting that way, but it's important that we all know what's going on. I guess we don't want to do Pledge of Allegiance after that one.
Yeah, I know. Let's do Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. I love listening to your voice, too.
That's it. There you go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So the only thing that's going to change on this agenda, which I'll look for a motion with the change, is that the use of the town property is going to get moved to Tuesday night's meeting.
Motion. So moved.
Can we talk about Tuesday's meeting, just because I know I'm on vacation?
you're on vacation.
Yeah, I know we're on vacation, and I don't know if it's possible to, I'm the newbie guy, so I can check in, I can be available via the interweb or phone. And I don't know if that's standard practice, so.
Whatever you want to do. If you want to, if
doesn't-
you're on vacation and you want the day off, you're allowed to do that, because we have a
No,
quorum.
no,
If
no,
you
no.
want to be here, we'll Zoom you in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was gonna say it doesn't have to be Tuesday. I don't think either.
We have a meeting Tuesday.
No, I know, but if they'd rather be here in person.
Yeah, we can push it to the meeting after when you're back if you want to do that.
Yeah, because I already posted for Tuesday's meeting.
Okay, so we can
that
move it
if
to the
you
first
want to-
meeting you're back. That way you don't have to worry about that.
yeah, either way, I don't mind sneaking away. I probably will have
What is it,
internet
July
access.
12th?
I think it's July
So-
12th.
So for anybody who is here for that, right now, we're not taking any comment. If,
With all due respect, many of us are here for that. And
but we're not ready to talk about it right now,
we have changed our.
because
plan.
we're waiting on council to finish doing everything that they were putting together for that. So we will move it to July 12th.
You're not taking comment from
July
residents,
12th.
from,
Not tonight. We're going to move it to the 12th.
even though it was on the agenda and that's why we changed.
That
our
was
plan
the
to come?
intent, was to talk about it this evening, but we
Right.
don't have everything to be able to talk about it in full and accurately, so we're not gonna have a half conversation on it. Instead, we're gonna move it to July 12th. So I'm sorry that you took the time to come here for that, but that's where we're at right now. Did you second the agenda?
What's that?
Did you second Alex's approval of the
Well,
agenda?
I'll revise my motion to push that to the 12th and accept the agenda as written otherwise.
Just a second.
Yeah, second.
All right, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
So we're going to just acknowledge the donations to the Halifax fireworks. I think you should do this because,
Yeah, no, I'd like to thank, number one, our fireworks committee for working so hard and what's going to be an awesome show this year. I'd like to thank our sponsors, and I know can I recognize them to?
yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna thank them, especially Flower and Soul, our primary sponsor, but you guys have been plugged in and in the trenches with these sponsors, so if you guys there are names that you'd like to make sure we get mentioned,
Yes.
go for it.
I'm Susan Hill, Vice Chair of the Halifax Fireworks Committee. We want to also recognize that Elevated Root, the other cannabis retailer, has given us a large donation as well. We want to recognize Loretta Jenkinson of the Halifax Locals Facebook page, who put together a 50-50 raffle that she managed over the course of a month.
Wow.
Got other donations from other vendors,
Awesome.
small things. She raised $5,000, so the committee got $2,500 from her. And just today, we got, or on Monday, we got a donation from Rockland Trust of
Awesome.
$1,000.
Awesome.
That's
So,
great.
you know, those were the big ones, you know, and of course, all of the people who donated since February, when I was out here, when we were giving out the COVID tests, and, you know, people came and dropped money in a bucket, and some people came back and dropped checks in the bucket, yeah,
Awesome.
because they didn't have cash on them, so we just want to recognize everyone, not just Flower and Soul, or, you know, the state reps, which we are very grateful for their donations as well. We are well situated for next year.
Excellent.
That's great.
Oh, that's
because of
fantastic.
the monies that have been raised.
There is a generous heart here in this town.
There most
There absolutely
definitely
is. So, and again, Representative Lenatra and Kotler, their donations as well too, you mentioned. So, I just want to thank you guys for the work. You know, we all get to sit and enjoy the show, but it's a lot longer than, you know, a couple weekends. You guys have been working a long time, so thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you guys. We're really excited to have this up and going
Sunday
again.
morning. After.
So that was it for our agenda for tonight, except for the appointments. So the way that this is going to work is we will go down each appointed position. Pam kind of color coded it for us. We'll talk to people who are here. We might have to bounce back and forth depending on who. I mean, some people who said they're coming in aren't here yet. They weren't exactly timed. We didn't put a time on them. So we'll do what we can to kind of get through them. We'll only be taking comment from the interviewer, from this board, and for anybody who's on a committee. So I will not be taking public comment on anybody's appointment if you're not the interviewer on the committee that they're interviewing for or on the Board of Selectmen. So that's how this is gonna go tonight. So we can start with, I don't know if these people are here yet, but we'll just start going down and see who's here.
Yeah, go down the list.
So Agricultural Committee, Suzanne Emerson was up for reappointment.
I'm on that committee, and I know Susan couldn't be here
Right.
today.
Okay.
You know, she
Oh, I didn't read the rest of your note.
stayed.
I didn't
Okay.
read the rest of your note. So she's
Okay.
coming in on the 28th, and the next person didn't respond, so we're gonna side table that.
Should we ask if they're here though, even if they didn't respond?
Michael O'Brien.
Michael O'Brien?
No.
No.
Okay. Beautification Committee, she's coming in on the 28th. Amy Troop is not here. Shirley Graff?
Did you say Shirley?
Yes.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi,
How are you, Shirley?
Hi.
What's going on?
We have the town big boards back here. Alex, you have a question?
I do. So sorry. Nice to meet you.
Hi, you doing?
So we have 3 questions we're gonna be asking everybody, or I guess 4 technically. How long have you lived in the town? Actually, I'll go through the questions real
gonna
quick,
ask them all,
and
I
we'll
think.
start with you. How long have you
Make
lived in
my life
town?
easier. Your life
Do
easier.
you attend town meetings?
What was the second one?
Do you attend town meetings?
Okay.
Why are you an asset, or why do you consider yourself an asset to the board or committee?
Okay.
And are you able to commit to the time commitment?
Is that one more question?
Yeah.
I said, I thought 3, and I said 4.
We're not very good at counting.
We're working on the math here.
1981.
Okay.
No, 1983.
Okay.
I do attend town meeting most of the time.
Hmm?
And since you mentioned that, I wasn't gonna bring it up. So since you asked that, I am hearing impaired. It was a disaster this year. I really hope that there's some form of closed captioning for next year.
A disaster at town meeting that you couldn't hear?
Well, I haven't been able to hear them for many years, and,
Okay.
but, so since you brought that up,
Okay.
so,
I'm listening, I'm sorry.
And I am now retired, so I have time to commit to it.
Okay.
And the last question was why?
What makes you a good candidate?
Well, I've been after the cost of, well, I've been doing the town cleanups for many years, but I became more committed in 2019. So I'd like to, and I've actually cut back on that because my body can't take as much as I used to do in a physical sense. So hopefully on the committee I can somehow encourage more people to do it. And plus, the beautification committee really does an awesome job, I think, of getting people for their town watch cleanups per year.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, today, one other little thing. So last year, I asked Charlie Seelig to put little notices on the fire department board,
Okay.
and I was hoping that you guys could try to get that done. So I made a copy of the ones that he did.
Are these all the same? Yeah.
So it's done again this year.
Oh, sure. That's a great
So,
idea.
He would put one up and it would last, I think, a couple weeks, and then he.
Okay.
I love it. Do you want me to read them? or-
Yeah, sure. Please do.
Yeah. Just so everybody hears, their messages for the fire department sign. Every litter bit hurts, like that. Put trash in its place. You are the only cure for litter. Fight dirty. Keep Halifax clean. Littering is trashy. Love that. The world outside your car is not your personal dump. Make Halifax a no littering zone. The street is not your ashtray. And pick up litter. Don't be bitter. So that's what we got. Did you come up with those yourself?
I came up with, it's various places, so, but mostly, no.
Yeah. I like your honesty.
The last
Pass the honesty test.
was and it's a little slightly modified, but it's, the last one is the 2019 Keep Massachusetts Beautiful recipient, Litter Buster of the Year. He came up with that.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Shirley.
Thank you. All right, we'll go right to the next one. How do we do it?
Yeah, so Anna Lofstrom, no, Neil St. Croix, Kathleen Ballerini. You were waiting on her though, I think, right? You said?
She said she was coming in tonight.
All right, so we'll star her. We might have to back up.
She did say she was coming because they were asked her beside her name. So we'll just.
Jean Donahue. So we do have 2 vacancies, aside from the reappointments that have to be done. So there is a seat for Ms. Graft if the board wishes to move it.
I make a motion.
Second.
Appoint Ms. Graff to the beautification committee.
Second.
And do we have the dates of when we?
It's going to be June 30th, 2023, but I'll make up the cards.
Okay.
So when, I think when Sue was swear them in, she may say the date, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I'll put on the cards. I'm gonna have a date on it.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, so we have a move in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll remember that.
Cable TV Advisory Committee. John Chavone is up for reappointment. I don't see him here.
He said he was coming, he did say.
Okay.
But I kind of said, like, some of them we said like 7:35, someone said, I mean, someone's,
Oh my God,
6,
7:30.
no, 5:35.
Scared me.
And then some said, we said like 5:45, so.
Are you
yeah,
sure?
they're coming. Yeah,
Okay. You said 6, not 7.
Well,
Okay, good.
sometimes if I did, you might still be here. There we go.
Richard Wright.
Yeah,
Hi,
Hey,
Richard.
Richard.
Here.
I've been a resident for about 46 years. I do go to town meetings. I make most of them. I've been on the Cable Advisory Committee for, I'm going to say 20-some odd years. I enjoy it. I got involved because I believe in having public access, right? Making meetings like this available to the public. I go back as far as Adelphia days when I used to shoot the parade and games down at the ballpark, different events around town. I used to video those, bring them down to Bob Poole, who was the executive director for, at the time for Adelphia, and he would put them on the cable access channel. I watched the advisory committee evolve from each individual town when Comcast was going to start closing studios, and they wanted to close our studio, which was down near Cumberland's. And we were kind of scrambling for how are we going to maintain this when I was approached by the executive director from Carver, Rich Kulat. And he said to me, he said, what about forming a pack or a group with Halifax, Plimpton, and Carver. I thought about it, and I think at the time, John Chabon, Maureen Rogers, maybe one other person were on the committee, and we approached Charlie Seelig about it, and see what you can find out. Well, anyways, to make a long story short, we did. We formed a collaborative with the other two towns, and we set up Area 58, which I don't know if you're familiar with, it's down on 58 in Carver. And I enjoyed working on that committee and putting that together. I'd like to continue on. I'd like to try to finish what I started. We're in the process of looking for a new studio area. We'll see. The cable advisory, as you know, is self-sustaining, right? It takes no funds from the town hall. It's funded through cable bills and an agreement we have with Comcast. I know a lot of people say they can't stand Comcast, this or that. 10 years ago, when we signed our license agreement with Comcast, we solicited other cable companies. Am I going on too long here?
No, go ahead.
We went to Time Warner, we went to Cox, we went to Verizon, we went to all kinds of other companies along with Comcast to see who else would supply local cable channel. Some never responded and some just said no. The only one that responded positively was Comcast. So 10 years ago, we signed an agreement with Comcast, and we have so much that we collect in capital from them, plus we get fees from them to operate the studio. Our licensing agreement is going to be up in another year or two. The 10 years is up. So we're in the process of starting negotiations again. And again, we've contacted, our attorney has contacted through us, has contacted other cable companies to see if they'd be willing to come in and help us with the studio and the local. Nobody's responding. So now we're doing the best we can with Comcast. If the town wants to continue on having local cable, back before we started the 10-year, we signed the agreement with Comcast, we sent out a survey sheet with a series of questions. Do you watch the local channel? Do you this, that, and everything? And the people that responded positively that they wanted local channels, they wanted local access. So that's why we went forward. Granted, it wasn't 97% of the population in Halifax that responded. It was a small amount, but those that did respond said they wanted to keep local channel. So we went forward with it. And as far as I can see right now, in my opinion, I think the Area 58 is working very well for the three towns. They have some we have some great people on the board. Ron Clark and Mark Russo from Carver and Plimpton. Myself and John represent Halifax. And we have a working collaborative to make sure that everything is evenly distributed, that nobody is favored, even though Carver is the largest of the three towns, Plimpton being the smallest. We all share in the programming. So I went on about probably nothing, but
No.
Well, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us today.
Yeah, I think I learned more about cable in that 5 minutes than I've ever learned, so thank you.
sorry.
No,
So we
not at
have-
all.
So we have just reappointments, right?
Yeah.
So I'll make
So
a
I'd need a
motion
motion, yep.
to reappoint Mr. Wright to the Cable Advisory Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work.
Yeah. Ms. Troop, we did the beautification committee already, so if you want to go next for your reappointment.
Oh, okay, sure.
Do you want to talk about why you want to stay on the committee and?
My passion is to keep the town beautiful, using very little funds, just trying to get everybody involved in picking up a little bit of litter each day and trying to promote people using reusable bottles instead of plastic bottles.
Right.
I've been on it since 2013 and it's fun, and we're trying to introduce new things to introduce even more, like for instance the vendor fair with filtration and things like that. teaching people about being a little bit more eco-friendly.
Your questions?
So before you got here, I just laid out that we're asking everybody the same 4 questions, some of which I think we already know the answer to. How long have you lived in town?
On and off since 1975.
Do you attend town meetings?
I do.
You do?
I know.
I don't hear you a lot there.
I think you already touched on why you are an asset to the board or the committee, and then I think obviously you're able to commit to the time commitment. I should have wrote that better, but yes.
Is there a motion to reappoint Ms. Troop?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Amy Troop to the Beautification Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Amy.
Thank you.
All right, Conservation. She's not available. Anna Lofstrom, Neil St. Croix, we already called, but I didn't see anyone else come in. Wendy Greco, Michael O'Brien, Dave Mazio.
You got a question, man?
Mr. Mazio, how long have you lived in town?
Oh, we've been permanently since 2018, I think, since about 16, so a little bit of a newbie.
Okay. Do you attend town meetings?
Yep.
Why would you consider yourself an asset to the board or committee?
Well, I didn't know that I had my talent banking on that, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
It doesn't stray me from wanting to help out.
Okay.
I have a young family still, so I guess for me to be an asset would to be learning about what the Conservation Commission does exactly, how it works with the wetlands, following the bylaws, keeping in accordance with the town rules, so, and helping other, I'll actually touch base on this again, is other young families that we are starting to get more younger families in the town, and help them understand what it needs, what they need to progress in their homes or businesses or whatever it is, so.
Okay. And do you think you're able to fulfill the time commitment to the committee or board?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can handle it.
Okay.
I don't have anything else. Steve Goodman here?
Right here.
Hi, Steve.
Only lived in town since 2020. I know that's not a long time, but the plan is to stay here forever. I sunk all the money I had into the house we bought and my VA loan, so I'm not going anywhere. And what was that second question?
Do you attend town meetings?
Yes, to the extent that there have been
Right,
in
yeah.
the future, yes, absolutely.
Why would you consider yourself an asset to the board or committee?
I've got a fairly decent knowledge of most of the state laws as pertains to wetlands and conservation. I've gone through this a few times in the past as kind of an auxiliary member in Easton growing up. My father was a member of the Conservation Commission. I helped him file a lot of paperwork as he was, a little bit older when they started that. So I do have a good knowledge of wetlands in Massachusetts, and I've been looking into the bylaws in this town as well. Part of the passion I would have for the board would be that I watched Easton lose a lot of fights, and it really changed the landscape of the town in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
That town changed from what I grew up to, and that's a big reason why I moved here. This town is a lot like Easton was when I grew up,
Okay.
and I'd really like to keep it that way. Like I said, I've got some contacts on some state boards, Fish and Wildlife, good family friends that are Fish and Wildlife, game wardens and things like that, Audubon Society as well, so I think I can
Gotcha.
use my network to help the town.
Okay. And are you confident you'll be able to fulfill the time commitment to the board or committee?
Absolutely.
Is Kathy Evans gonna come in? Does she want to keep her seat? What was her?
Let's see.
It just said unavailable this evening, but what does that mean?
I think we're down chair.
Why? Yes. Okay, sorry, just making sure. So
That's okay.
the reappointment, she wasn't able to make it in tonight.
Okay.
So we have one vacancy, not including the reappointment.
Okay.
So we would need a motion for one of those, or whatever you feel.
While I appreciate both of you guys coming in, and I think both of you guys would take the job seriously, I would tend to lean to Steve just because of a little more experience.
I
you know?
I agree with that.
Yeah, I appreciate that you see that, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that,
You
Dave.
need a motion.
Second.
So,
Oh, sorry.
I make a motion to appoint Steve Goodman to the Conservation Commission. Do we have a date or anything, or?
No, we'll just,
Okay,
All
right.
it will be, June 30th, 2026. In 3 years.
3 year?
Okay, so it's a 3-year, yeah,
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
it'll be
2 to
20,
3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 25.
25, right, not 26?
26. Today's over 22. I'm thinking.
20,
Yeah.
you're jumping ahead here,
Damn.
Sherry.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
Don't wish time away on us.
No.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
So yeah, so I'll make a motion to appoint Steve Goodman to the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term ending June 30th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Chavone,
Yeah, this is the goal. Okay, we're back to cable.
do you want to come and tell us about why you would like to be reappointed to the Cable TV Advisory Committee?
Yes, well, there is a, Comcast is going through a recertification, and I was part of the first one. Actually, we've had a couple of them, and I'm also on the board of directors of Area 58, so I'm pretty familiar with goings on requirements for both the contract with Comcast and the workings of the studio, of which Halifax.
In the interest of treating everyone equally, Mr. Chavone, how long have you lived in town?
46 years,
And you attend town meetings?
everyone.
You've already touched on why you're an asset to the board or committee, and I think you've already shown that you're able to commit the time to the board, so thank you. Any other questions?
No?
Do you have a
Make the-
motion?
Make a motion to reappoint Mr. Chavone to the Cable TV Advisory Committee?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
That brings us to Council on Aging. Josephine Schofield?
Schofield,
Schofield?
that's right, thank you.
She's up for reappointment.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
What can I say? I have been on, with the Council on Aging for 20 years, about 20 years. I am chairman right now. I have been chairman, unfortunately, I've been chairman during COVID, before COVID, after COVID. We have a new director, I think you met her.
I have, yep.
Who's doing very well so far. I am liaison to Generations, which is the moneymaker for the Council on Aging. We are friends of the council. Let me see, I've been in this town for almost 30 years.
Mhm.
I go to meetings. I have several things that I do with the council. I am there 3 times a week right now. I used to be there 5 times a week. But we are not fully opened yet. I have ladies' coffee, men's coffee. I think you went to the
I was gonna say,
ladies-
I can honestly say, every time I've been in that building, you're there,
Yeah,
so.
we used to have a lot more programs, but until we open again fully,
Mhm.
we can't do that. I think I can have, my men's coffee, I think I can have 15 people in there, which I just about make
Okay.
for that. And they come twice a week.
Mhm.
What else would you like to know?
Obviously, you've already proven that you're able to commit the time, and I think you've touched on why you're an asset to the committee and board, so I appreciate it.
And I like to help the elderly. I'm going to be one day.
It's a frame of
I
mind.
think I'm the oldest one over there.
She's a good member to the board, so she brings a lot of history.
Yeah.
You did leave there alive, didn't you?
No, I don't have any questions, and I'll tell you, this process is kind of encouraging. It's awesome to see how many good people we have in this town that are willing to give back, and you're high up on that list, so thank you.
Nobody else wants me.
Yeah, well, that's it. When they said step forward, everybody else step backwards. Is that the
Step
same?
backwards.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much
Do
for
we
your
have a
time.
motion on the table?
Second, did somebody make a motion? All right, yes, absolutely, let me get my wits about me here. And again, same date, or we're gonna wait on
But
dates?
you will just go without.
Just go without the date?
Go with
Okay.
She'll do that.
3 years.
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to nominate the impressive Josephine Schofield for the Council on Aging for a 3-year term.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we still have one vacancy, but Darlene, you said Ivy is already a member?
She is already a member. Yeah, she's, her, term ends 2024.
Oh, my.
So we actually don't have the vacancy.
Okay.
So that kind of kiboshes the rest of that.
Okay.
So that,
Do we have to go through the motion to appoint her again, or?
no, I think it was just an
She
error.
still-
Oh, she's already, I got
Yeah,
you,
I think
sorry.
it was just an error. And
No, I
Darlene
got
had
it.
mentioned, sent me a text a little bit ago to remember.
Got it.
I haven't seen Ms. King. All right, you want to move on and see if
Yep.
Kim King?
So, well, Kim King's not here.
Kimberly King?
She did say she'd be here, but you know, we can go back to it.
Yeah, we'll just-
Well, and now we don't have the vacancy.
Yes, sounds like we don't have a spot,
Yep, that's it.
Oh, right.
because her spot's
Yeah,
not.
Because the
that
one vacancy would be
Vacancy
Ivy,
we thought
I
was
got
Ivy.
you.
right?
Yep.
No.
Yes? No?
So we have Josephine Schofield, we have Michael, right? We have Sarah,
Yeah, so
Sarah.
Michael Nana, Sarah Sloan,
Jean,
Judy Rakudis,
Ivy.
yeah, Ivy Matheny, and, Joe Schofield.
You guys can have 7, I have 6.
Correct, we can do 7.
So do you want another one, Darlene?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, so we do have
All right, so
those.
we'll,
So we'll see if she
So we'll
shows,
see if Kim shows,
Kim comes.
Right.
and
Okay.
Cheryl Burke, is Cheryl Burke here? No.
Did we duplicate Cheryl?
Yeah, she didn't respond, but we,
Jean is gone.
doesn't seem like she's here. So HEMA Deputy Director is Chief Shavs.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
so I just need a motion on that.
Motion to appoint Joe Shavs as HEMA Deputy Director.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Historian.
Okay,
Suzanne.
that's
Hi, Sue.
Cecile.
Where is she?
She's way back
Oh, she's
there.
hiding behind Burke's.
I want to hear the answers to these
Here,
questions.
thank you. I've been here 77 years.
77 years.
I have been a member of the Historical Commission and the historian for 30. Anybody wants to take it on, feel free, otherwise, I'm your girl.
I don't see a big line on this one.
77
Suzanne.
years. That's going to be the high score tonight, I bet.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's.
Score to beat.
I make a motion to reappoint Ms. Basile as the historian.
A hearty second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Now you're stuck. Thank you.
We want another 77 out of you though.
That's it. You're almost halfway there.
Historic District Commission, we still have 2 vacancies. John Shea is up for
Yes.
reappointment. I saw.
Yeah, and I've only been here 54 years.
Ah, she's got you.
You were close. You were close.
I got 54
Yeah, but he
years.
married into family, so he's okay.
So he's good.
My wife is her cousin, so. But anyway, I've been here 54 years, I'm responsible to go before the town. Both moved the blacksmith shop and the Brockton store, in the 80s and 90s. We've been responsible for trying to keep the character of our town, like windows in here, the church. And we also saved the house. The house is no longer here, but the house was taken down, dismantled, moved, and it's gonna be erected in Plymouth. And it was Lloyd Wright's house. And if it wasn't for the commission, it would have been just splinters and thrown in the dumpster. So our commission is trying to preserve and protect the history and character of our town. And I wanna continue doing it. So,
We could go through our questions. Or
Wanna go through the
I think
questions?
we're- Just in the essence of fairness, John. we're
He
just
did
gonna
say
go
how
through
long
the
he's
questions.
been
I know.
here.
Yeah, how long you
So,
been here? You
it's
answered
the
that.
yeah,
Pretty sure I've seen you at town meetings.
all the time.
Yep. Clearly you're proving you're an asset to the board committee and you're aware of the time commitment.
Where the what?
The time
The
commitment.
time commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. So, any
And
further?
we've always had just 3 members, and I don't think we've ever had 5. It's hard to get people to join. We don't meet a whole lot. But, and we are going to lose 1 member. He just sold his house on Carver Street. So he's been a member for a good many years, so we have to hustle around and get a 3rd one.
Not there.
Mhm.
Any potential on the horizon?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Further questions?
Is there a motion?
Make a motion to reappoint Mr. Shea to the Historic District Commission.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, John.
Adrian is not here. And then Historical Commission. Back to you, Mr. Shea.
Well, that's all part
Is
of.
it all the same thing? Can we just, is it the same?
Okay.
Yeah, is it the,
Commission is.
Do we have to motion both of those?
Well, we
Yeah.
have them listed as.
As separate?
They're independent, so
Historical commission.
you can
Right, the
take it.
historical commission, you're supposed, the historical commission is supposed to catalog all the houses in town, basically. And that's what the commission does. And Susan has been doing that digitally and doing a great job. And so I'm just part of the commission, that's all.
We're supposed to be researching houses over 100 years old,
Right.
and that's what we were focusing on.
Right.
But due to the last 2 to 3 years, I'm stuck in the house.
Hmm.
I'm doing every house in town.
She's got a stack this big.
wow.
It's a big project, but it's my pet. I love it. It keeps me
Wow.
out of trouble.
Yeah.
More
Somebody-
importantly, it keeps me from the stores.
And it keeps the history of the town.
Yeah,
Sure.
no,
In
that's
the
great.
state, in the state level, how our town is.
That's wonderful.
House to house, yeah.
Well, thank you for all your work.
Alright, so I guess we
When
don't
I'm done
have
with
to
this
do anything with
project,
that.
it'll be housed at the library. They have a filing cabinet that I've already spoken to Betsy, and they're gonna keep the records there because they're open 6 days a week. And if someone wants to learn the history of their house, they just have to go up there.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's really neat.
I envision like one that goes to the ceiling that you need
Oh,
to
yeah.
ride on a ladder to reach the top.
It'll be a while.
Yeah.
I'm on the M's, I'm getting there.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so
So
much.
do we need to motion that, or is it,
I will-
What do you want us to-
Like I said, it's listed in my book.
If it's a separate committee, we'll just do it.
is.
Yeah,
okay,
make
so
a
let's just
motion.
make a motion.
Different people on the other.
Sure,
committee.
I'd love to make a motion to make, to reappoint John Shea to the Historical Commission.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Holidays in Halifax, so I don't know that any of these people are here, but we'll call them. Tanya Mesa, Jane Donahue, Wendy Greco. Alright, we're passing that over. IT and Communication Advisory Committee, CISA.
You have to
We're
step
here.
out, you said that you would another time, we're gonna cut it off.
Okay, Sandy Nolan.
Ms. Nolan, how long have you lived in town?
Since 1983, which is 39 years.
Do you-
I go to town
You-
meetings.
Got a cheat sheet.
I've been seen. And I bring a different perspective to this IT advisory committee because most of the people who are on it are very IT savvy. I can listen to them and I bring the common man value to it. Okay, that's a great idea, but how is it going to affect the departments in town? And how is it going to affect, outside,
Mhm.
the other people? So I think that I have a value on that committee, and I would like to be reappointed.
No further questions from me.
No, I think she covered them.
Motion.
Motion to reappoint Ms. Nolan to the IT and Communications Advisory Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you,
Thank you,
Sandy.
Sandy.
Michael's on vacation, the other Michael is unavailable. Tom Conley, I don't believe he's here.
He's a reappointment,
Yeah, he's a reappointment,
Yeah,
and then
um,
Caesar, so we'll hold off on Caesar and Tom. Let's circle back to Miss King for Council of Aging.
Right.
Come on
There's a
in.
seat here, yeah, come on in.
Many of them don't bite, just
Yeah.
make a seat.
No, it's okay. How are you, Miss
Yeah.
Good, thanks.
Which one is this for? What are we doing?
Council of Aging.
Okay.
Yeah. Ms. King. Good, how are you? We're asking the same 4 questions of everybody. How long have you lived in town?
Since 2001,
Do you attend town meetings?
I do.
Why why would you consider yourself an asset to the board or committee?
Council on Aging, I consider myself an asset because I understand how it runs. I've worked with them and volunteered with them in the past, with
Mhm.
Girl Scouts and other things. I understand that Donna does more than just the elderly. They offer a lot of different services through the Shine Council that many are unaware of in the town, for 18 plus.
And I look forward to working with them, moving and getting the quality building and care that the seniors so well need in town. And I saw Darlene the other day, and she has a great plan to move the council on forward. And I'm also have my senior mental health, excuse me, senior mental health first aid. And Donna actually took it when I helped put it together with the Plymouth County suicide prevention. And just a lot of different resources that are free for training for employees and other things that would assist with the town's budget.
Okay. And are you willing to make the time commitment to the committee or the board? Okay.
We do need the one more seat to make 7.
Any further questions?
No, I think she covered it. I'll make a motion to nominate Kimberly King, appoint Kimberly King for the Council of Aging.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms.
Thanks, Kim.
I'm gonna ask Darlene when the next meeting is.
There she's right there.
She's right behind you.
Right, 2 rows behind you, or Joe.
Third Tuesday of the month, but we're taking next month off, because it's July. So it will be.
That brings us to a Memorial Day committee. I saw Will somewhere.
Yeah, he had to leave.
In this room?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see Steve.
Okay.
Was that-
Yeah.
Yeah, John, you're done.
Do you have any more committees first? You want to serve on for sure?
We have some
We have a
openings,
couple
you
more.
sure?
We have some other openings.
Yeah, we have the Cowlick Committee, the Cowlick.
Holidays? No? Okay.
So what does happen to that senior?
All right, so Memorial Day we'll hold off. Ida Redu, not here. Municipal and school buildings, Mr. Gaynor, you're up for reappointment.
Present.
Mr. Gaynor,
Hi.
how are you tonight?
Bert, please. Yes.
Bert, how long have you lived in town?
I've lived in town for 41 years. Been, I think, to pretty much every town meeting. Been seen a couple times there. What else? I've sat on, as a member of the board for 11 years on the municipal and school committee, building committee, and been chairman since roughly around 2019.
Okay.
I enjoy working there, great group of people. It's a lot to do. I've worked, had the pleasure of working with some pretty smart gentlemen, and even coordinated an awful lot with projects such as the Council on Aging, layout, the bid process, and the bid process.
You got a lot of practice at it, though.
You know, worked with the architects and whatnot, and a lot of different things around town that I've had the pleasure of working with the director of maintenance, Scott Return. With the board, we've had to do background checks and interviews and whatnot. Pretty much all worked out pretty well. So yes, I have been able to afford the time, you know, to work on the board, and even with the whole COVID thing, the Zoom thing has been working out very well. You know, and yes, I do have the time to do it, and I'd like to continue.
Great. Thank you.
Motion.
Well, we have other candidates.
He's the
as well.
reappointment then. He's the reappointment.
Oh, I got
Two
you.
candidates.
Yeah, sure. I'll gladly make a motion to reappoint Robert Bert Gaynor, Municipal and School Building Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Milius?
Neil's not here.
I've already called, I already asked for him once, I didn't see anyone new walk in, so.
Tom?
Hey, Tom.
I've lived in town for 46 years. I've probably missed maybe a half a dozen meetings in 46 years for various reasons. This is something that's well inside my wheelhouse. I've been involved in the construction business for 46, 47 years. I've worked with dozens of architects, dozens of engineers. I'm still a certified building official. I've overseen a lot of large projects, Stop and Shop and Walmart here in Halifax. About 1 million square feet combined Cisco distribution facility. This is something I like, something I know, something I can contribute. I have the time. And I'd like to see this project that's on the table come to fruition finally. I've had some involvement in every attempt along the way for the 15 or 20 years that everybody's been trying to do something. And this is someplace where I can contribute, and I have the time.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. I think he covered all our questions.
Yeah, those were all the questions.
You hit them all?
Matt Smith here.
I'm Matt Smith.
Hi, Matt. You
Hi. So, 1977, I moved over here 02 to 2010 or so. So I've been back since 2010, and so I don't know, 35-ish years. I do construction, and I've been doing that I've had my own company for over 20 years, and I was at town meeting a couple weeks ago, and I thought that maybe having an outside builder's perspective into our town and management of our town, and I'd like to help, and that's where I'm at with that. I do attend town meetings, I do vote, I'm active in all of that part of it, and I know a lot of people here in town, and I have everybody knows me, I think, a lot of people know me, so that's where we're at with that. Time. So I just retired from the fire
That was the last
department.
question. That was good. That was good.
So I just retired from the fire department. I started here in 1996 in Halifax. I went over to East Bridgewater, and I retired in January. I did 25 years, and now I still run my construction company full-time. So instead of doing 100 hours a week, now I only do 60. It's not so bad. And so yeah, I do have time. And like I said, I feel that I would definitely bring an outside perspective and a real-life builder's perspective to anything, and I'd like to help.
Any other questions?
I guess, so, I know Tom was just saying like, square footages and stuff like that. So I am right now project managing and overseeing, it's about 100,000 square foot. We're building 3 buildings in a town next door to here, and it's a little over 100,000 square feet. That's what I do. I also do deck porches, roofs, additions, and small houses, but I do commercial properties as well.
Great.
Any other
Thoughts?
questions or discussion?
I don't have any further questions. I appreciate the interest in the position. I will say that, Mr. Milius is obviously familiar with the buildings in the town already.
Yeah, no, I want them both. How do we make that happen? Can't? Again, fellas, I think you're both extremely qualified for the position, and it boils down to ice cream flavor. It really does. You both seem very knowledgeable. You both have the experience. You both have the chops. And that's the hard part of this evening is there are good people here in town that want to help, and we wish we could take them all. I don't know where our committee's leaning, but you're both great. I know it's not what you guys want to hear.
Just because of his familiarity with the town, I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Mr. Milius.
I would just like to say too, though, that we don't want to discourage people who haven't been on boards and committees for coming forward because we continuously appoint the people who have been doing it.
Can you get an outside perspective?
No, we're not taking public comment. We made that very clear at the beginning of the meeting.
I
It's
missed that
just,
part.
sorry, the interviewers, the committee they're interviewing for, and the board.
Again, this is a really hard decision. I think both of you guys would do great. I really do.
There's a motion on the table.
There's a motion on the table. I guess I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Truly, thank you both.
OCPC, it's you alternate, so I need a motion from you, Alex, to appoint Jonathan to the OCPC alternate.
Make a motion to appoint Mr. Jonathan Seelig as the OCPC alternate.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, John.
And then I need a motion for me to be the OCPC delegate.
Make a motion to make Ashley DeSessa the OCPC delegate.
Second.
Unless you want it back, Mr. It's a long time. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town director, Keziah Nazarella.
Wait,
Okay, how are you?
I've been in this town since 1968. I joined the zoning board in 1985, and I've been a member of the zoning board since then. I've learned a lot, and it has its ups and downs with different applications and stuff. We go through them, we make decisions on them, and I like to stay on the board.
Okay. You attend town meetings?
Yes, I do.
Do you have the time?
What's
Do
that?
you have the time to do these boards?
I'm sorry.
You have the time to
The
make
time.
the
Yes.
commitment.
Yes. I've been doing it since 1985, so.
Looking for motion.
I'll make a motion to appoint Keziah Nazarella as town director.
I'll second it.
All those in
Well,
favor?
the county co-op extension.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
County,
It doesn't
sorry.
say that though. In all fairness to Jonathan.
Oh, where are we?
What does the card say?
Zoning board.
The county co-op.
Where am I? Hold on.
No, you're on the right, but there's a
All
lot
right.
of like.
Oh, so you got a very long title.
It sounds like you just became town administrator,
Right.
actually. That's what I was getting at. I think that's where we were going.
Yes, he's got time. Sorry about that, guys. I will strike that, and I will like to make a motion to recommend for city co-op extension, Keziah Nazarella.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry, guys.
Veterans Aid,
Thank you.
I know Steve is not here, and Ivy's not here. Oh, look, right back to you, we're at the zoning board. Jonathan motion, Alex second, all those in favor? Steve's not here, and Ivy, so I'll pass over that. Zoning board, Mr. Nazarella.
Question, man?
Well, you just answered how long in town.
Yeah.
Just
Yep. Kinda just
answered
answered
the
all the
town.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think you've already touched on all the questions we have.
Yep.
Elizabeth
38 seconds ago.
McEwen,
You said it right. That's impressive.
will probably never happen again, so.
Yeah.
Got that right.
That's good. So I'll go through the questions. I have been a resident for 8 years.
Amy, sorry, can you ask them to go past
No,
that
just-
door so we can hear her? Sorry.
Can't really
Do we
hear.
have to have both doors open? Can
Thank
we
you.
shut that one?
No, we have to keep the doors open.
Both of them?
Yeah.
I'll move it further so that you can hear.
Sorry, thank you.
You're fine. I'm trying to stay focused.
Sorry. There you go.
No, you're fine. So I have been a resident for 8 years, and I admittedly have not been to a town meeting for probably been about 9 months, but I am a big fan of Area 58, which I know we were just talking about here, so I try to stay informed. But my work commitments have changed, so I'm going to be getting back into the town meetings again. I know that another question was, would I be able to commit to the time? And yes, I absolutely would. I can fit that very easily into my schedule. So as far as what I can offer, I do not have any background on the Zoning Board of Appeals, nor have I been on any board, but I am a fast learner. I listen, I like to help, and I've really wanted to find a way to contribute to this community because I do care about it a lot. I don't have any other connections or agenda. I just want to find a place to fit in. And I do feel like with the Zoning Board of Appeals, the reason why I thought it may be a good fit is because there's a lot of documentation already about it. There's already the zoning bylaws and everything there, so I would have had to start kind of learning and reading and studying and understanding how it works. So I would be able to finish up that homework and be ready to serve.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Mazio. Sorry, I missed you on the last one.
Sorry. Guess I'm forgetting.
My fault. Not what I meant, not what I meant.
Again, I've been in Halifax since 2016. I have not served in any boards. I've been to a few different interviews for appointments. What can I contribute? I'm fairly fairly certain that I got a good knowledge of the bylaws. I want to contribute back to the town. I have young children that I want to keep this town. I guess the way Mr. Shea put it was keep the character of the town, a small town feel. I don't have the experience that Mr. Nezarella has, and he served this board for many years, and I have nothing but respect for it. I'm just trying to get my time, maybe an opportunity for younger folk, and I don't mean that in any negative way, but some different ideas from younger families with, again, the other families that are coming into town, help them with the knowledge of the zoning bylaws to help them progress in their properties, their businesses, whatever it may be, unbiased. I'm not connected to any other boards or any other members or anything like that, other than I'm a resident and would like to put my hand in.
Check all those boxes.
And you're aware of the time commitment?
Yes.
In the ZBA meetings? That's all questions.
All right, deliberate.
Yep. Anybody? So, again, I find this process very, very difficult because we have three great people here, that want to donate and give their time. Again, I find it's just hard, and I know we're here to make those decisions and those tough decisions. My first pass is to appoint, because I had just based on experience, done the job, been in the trenches. But you guys bring fresh perspective too, so this is tough. So I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Keziah Nezarella, and again, I don't want to take anything, Dave. I thank you for coming, and Liz for coming too. And I know you've been here many times, and I applaud you guys for wanting to be involved. I really do, and I hope this doesn't sour anybody from coming back, because there will be a time. And I know you've been here a couple times.
Yeah, no, I'm upset.
So I would like to make that motion, just based on experience and being in the committee for a while.
Fair enough. That's all we can ask for.
My
Yeah.
opinion on the zoning board hasn't changed since last year's reappointment. I think that just because we've had the people who've done it for a long time doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing. I've said to you in your meetings, just because we always have done it this way doesn't mean it's the correct way. I think it's important that these boards start adapting with the times. And though I appreciate the amount of time that has gone into some of these committee members, I do feel like we got stuck for a while, and it's hurting our community. And I think it's important to have fresh perspective, and I think it's important to have people know that they can come be a part of this town, and that we're not going to have the same people on all the same committees just because they've been here longer than you. So that's my take on it. I think the zoning board needs change. I said that when we were talking last time. I said that last year. I think I appreciate what you guys have done, but we're kind of at a point where it needs some new blood. That's my opinion.
What is the ZBA term? Yeah.
5 years.
I agree with everything Jonathan said. I don't want to discourage anybody from trying to volunteer, and not to take away from the conversation, but I'd like to acknowledge and appreciate everyone that showed up tonight.
Absolutely.
I know for a long time we were struggling to fill seats. You made a formal motion?
I did.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on. We have the paid positions. So we
Thank
have
you,
sealer
guys.
and weights and
Thank
measures.
you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to appoint David Moore to sealer of weights and measure?
So moved, can I do it that way? So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then Richard Eldridge for sealer of weights and measure for traffic enforcement.
So moved.
Second. What is the traffic? Oh, traffic enforcement assistant. Second.
Assistant, yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Paul Durensis for council.
So moved.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Veterans agent, Wilfred Corey.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do you want to speak on behalf of wire inspector and wire inspector assistant? Are you?
No, so he appoints the gas and plumbing and
Right.
and
I was just looking for his, he works with them, so his recommendations.
Just take them all at the same time. I got the same thing to say about all of them. They've all worked for the town for a long time. They do a good job for the residents of the town. They're always there when we need them. I call them, they answer the phone. I think they just do a great job and stand up people, and I would request the board reappoint them.
Thank you,
How-
Mr. Barry.
How long has he been our wire inspector for?
A long
Long time.
Like, you might know, Skinny, 30,
Well,
35 years. 30.
He's been
I'm
a
just
water
curious.
inspector since I started here. I've been here 27 years, I believe.
So at least 27 and a half.
Also, the plumbing inspectors also, and plumbing and gas inspectors, been here an awful long time.
Yeah.
And a town resident.
Sounds good to me.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Stephen Peterson as the wire inspector.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then Dennis McManus.
So moved for wiring inspector assistant.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think that shakes out our list.
Plumbing, yeah.
They're not on this, we don't know either on the next meeting. So, we are good for a motion to adjourn.
Good night.
Thank you. Yeah.
I make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. Thank you, guys. That was a lot faster than I thought it was gonna be.